Okay, so just coming out of this danger zone, my paintbrushes caught on fire. Look at this. Yuck. So the moral is do not leave candles unattended. This is very gross. Hello everyone, hope you liked the first episode. I'm about to start filming the second, where I'll actually be painting this nice little thing I'm doing. But I just wanted to show you like my process when I begin painting. I always start by cleaning everything in my studio, because it feels like I can't be mentally organized with the details and everything that has to flow through me if my environment is messy. Alright, so now I'm gonna lay out all my paints because I have so many and I want to find the best blue to make this painting. So again, this is the colors of the painting that are a bit less saturated in real life than in the image you're seeing. This is all the blues I have. Yeah, I love this one of my favorite color. Payne's blue. Payne's gray, but it's actually a gray blue. I use it to darken my blues a lot, or desaturate colors while darkening them. So, as said previously, I'm gonna use this one. It's the first time I use it. It's called Bleu d'Anthraquinone. Azul de Anthraquinone, Series 5. So this is a very rare pigment in the sense it's a Series 5, so there's not a lot of production of this pigment. It's the first time I'll be using it, so I'm gonna just put a little blob here, test it out, show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, so very dark pigment. It's a... Oh yeah, I really love this. That's pretty accurately the color I'm looking for, so I got all my colors. So it's gonna be very limited palette. So this, and this, and then a bit of yellow. 4 colors. My most limited. Usually, if you know my art a little bit, you know that I create lots of lush landscapes. I love painting leaves, plants. And I always have, I have lots of greens, different types of blues with different yellows to make all the range of greens. So for me, working that limited is rare, but like I think even the background is already blue. Like it's gonna create this rich tone-on-tone bluescape. So yeah, I'm excited to show you guys. Let's start. Okay, so just coming out of this danger zone. My paintbrushes caught on fire. Look at this. Yuck. So the moral is do not leave candles unattended. This is very gross. I don't want to go back in there now because it just burned, but like, look at the desk. Paintbrushes, this could have been worse. I just took a pause to go eat. Whew, that was intense. So here we have the damage and more here. I feel like I'm gonna die earlier because of all the plastic smoke I just inhaled. Things are going so well. Yuck, look at this. Melted. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to clean this and spare the desk. So I'm hopping on here. I just took a long bath in the dark. After the fire this afternoon, like, I'm always very intentional with everything I do, and it felt very significant and meaningful that this happened right before I start actual painting. So I did a tarot. I was like, what is this? Why is this happening? And what came as I was in the bath, there are some very deep-rooted beliefs about myself that need to be uprooted. Almost like this is part of the process of painting. This is for uprooting these emotional burdens I'm carrying, but more than that, that we are collectively carrying. All right, so time to get back at it. It's been 2 days since the fire, so I think it's time. Hopefully now will be the good time. So I'm just gonna put all my colors. I decided to add one color, Payne's Gray, to desaturate the darker colors. So there you go, got all my colors set up. So I just finished painting this part, and I can't even describe how it feels to paint again, because I haven't been painting much in the past years, but every time I start painting again, it just feels like I'm entering a new flow state, especially when I'm painting water and this kind of aquatic places. Oh, and since you guys are not able to smell what I'm smelling right now, I thought I'd share. I bought this lavender essence, and it adds so much for me meaning to the painting experience. It really is like, it smells like pure lavender, and it feels like, instead of having this toxic, I guess, essence to mix my paint with, now it's like something that's non-toxic, that smells nice. So as I was in the bath in the dark, I have to share this music. It's the most beautiful music in the world. Max Richter, the album Sleep, or the condensed album, because it's an 8-hour long album, From Sleep, was designed to be following the rhythms of the subconscious mind as you are in a deep sleep. But I've always associated this with my unconscious mind, which is what connects us to everything. So in this way, I made this association with the goddess when I listened to this. And the song Path 5 Delta from Max Richter, you hear these kind of angelic voices, and it felt like these. Also, we are at the Cancer full moon right now, and I have lots of very strong Cancer placements, so it kind of drags out all the emotions to the surface. But I could see this kind of collective feminine suffering. Whether you have a strong feminine energy and have been oppressed by the masculine energy, or regardless of your gender, you've not had the nurturing of the feminine. You've not had the tools to go deeply within your emotions. You've had your relationship with your emotion has been distorted or blocked completely. And this is a world kind of problem. And I saw, as I was listening to this music, this kind of angelic sound, but that was kind of enveloping the whole earth, almost like the light of the moon creates an electromagnetic field around, an envelope around the world, a kind of nurturing frequency that allows us all to be safe in feeling what we feel, kind of like being in the womb of our mother, in this warm place where, like, you don't have to worry about if it's okay to express your emotions or to feel them. It's just this pure place where emotions, energy and motion comes and flows. I was imagining this kind of energy surrounding the earth, and it was allowing me to myself grieve this pain that I carry within my own self. So here it is, I'm finished for today. It's been a fun time painting this. More tomorrow. I'm now on the way to work on my other project. So this project seems like it has only 2 parts, but it actually has many. And I've started working on a metallic frame. It's gonna be like an altarpiece with dedicated to the goddess you have guessed, Nuit. And I'm working with my brother-in-law on it because he's really good with all the technical things. So he's helping me make a metallic frame, and then the center will be the goddess Nuit's body made of lapis lazuli. So right now we're actually going to work on the frame. Hello. She's kind of scary. Just arrived on the farm. Adam.
We are in the metal shop.
Yep. So today we're working on that metallic frame that I mentioned in the car. Adam is gonna be helping me build it. So we got this roller. We're gonna bend the metal because the frame is actually gonna be circular. So this tool is supposed to help us bend the piece of metal into a Vesica Pisces. So this is what's supposed to be bending the metal. It's a longer process than I thought because we have to roll this back and forth every time he goes one full length, then put more pressure on it so that it bends slowly every lap. So you see it's already starting to bend a little bit.
Yeah, we don't want to crimp it.
What's crimp it? What does that mean?
Bend it too quickly.
Yeah, because it'll make like rough.
Bump, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it is a extensive process.
Let's see, the bend is starting.
Yeah, we definitely see it. So as you can see, we almost have the full circle. We'll have to melt the metal for this part of it. But I think that's a good size because the installation will have not just one, but there'll be another one under. So it'll be like a 8-figure, but that overlaps in the center. And that's the Vesica Pisces, is like that part in the center where the 2 hoops unite in the center. So the total piece will be like, I guess not, it'll be like 80 or 70 inch maybe high by 42 wide, and the center will be painting. So, and they'll have doors that open up, so it'll become like an altar piece dedicated to the Cosmic Mother. Day 2 of painting. Just wanted to show before starting. Look at this cool. You see the star? We sort of see it in the background, and I really like it. As you guys can see in the time lapse that just passed, I'm now painting these columns here. And in my original render that I had made, these columns had like a lot of hieroglyphs, but for this temple, because it's based off a vision I had of a specific temple of Osirian in Egypt, and I've watched a lot of documentaries on this temple, and although there are some hieroglyphs in the temple as we see it today, apparently these were added in later dynasties. And the idea is to go back to the ancient feminine mysteries that were kind of over-dominated after by solar deities and more masculine deities. So I don't want to reproduce exactly what's there. So what I do in this, usually when this type of question comes up to me, is that I use tarot. Tarot always is there to give me insights. And I asked, what is the deity I should be putting on these pillars to enhance this portal I'm creating and bring about more symbolic power. And so you see this deity here, she represents Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of fertility, of healing, and a lot of those ancient temples originally were dedicated to her in Egypt. Through her hands, she's basically manifesting a grid, which is the matrix, which is what I'm working with exactly, like this unconscious part of ourselves that is connected to everything else. And this deity represents this, the grid in which everything in the universe was created through. So I'm gonna be putting her on the pillars, on every one of the 6 pillars in this. So what I did, I actually photoshopped it on the pillar, and then I decided to, after doing like a few sketches, to actually cut it out with this kind of distortion of the pillars, and then traced it on and just filled in it, so then I can easily visualize it and it'll have all the right proportions, which were very significant for the Egyptians. And it was just a beautiful kind of melancholic feeling of releasing. And I don't know, for me, I have it so close to my heart right now to share, because I think we all need this caress, this motherly caress right now, feeling like we are supported in this. And this goddess Nuit represents this for me. She represents the all that allows us to exist, and as a mother wants the best out of us, wants to, you know, bring us in this state of flow with life. And this painting, I now know what it's about. I think this place I'm painting is a place you can project yourself into. It looks a little bit scary, but it's designed this way because healing is scary. Going back to the place where you got hurt is scary. It takes courage, and it takes courage to go in this in-between state of different liquids floating and then be in this. But it is also a safe space that is a collective place for us to heal. And this is what I feel is this place. It's a place for transformation. That was the aim for the Egyptians in that temple. But in my painting, it's specifically a place for emotional transformation. Today's fun fact before I start painting, can tell me what you think. This almost looks like the viewpoint of a woman that is giving birth. This being her legs, and like that's the view that she would have when she's giving birth, with this kind of central channel, which in some represents incarnation. When it'll all be done, that's kind of the theme of it. So it's almost like the soul is coming inside, and in the same way, it's almost my viewpoint, as if I'm giving birth to this painting, which is itself giving birth. So there's this, I don't know, there seems to be this sort of weird movement going on that fascinates me. So yeah, the tarot is really clearly identifying beliefs about my own self that were connected to the mother figure in my life. And anyways, all the cleansing I have to do for me to be in such a state of self-love, of pure authentic self-love, that love can actually flow through me like it does. And I've tapped into this such pure love, but it's, you know, it's in and out, and we need this collective cleanse for this light and this love to be available to us. Because right now, Saturn is restrictive, it's fierce, it blocks. Let's say this is the channel for love, it's constricted. There's no way for this energy to pass for most of our psyche, because also we live in the intellectual parts of ourselves more than the feeling part or the instinct part. I have her right here pulled out because the goddess Nut, she's dancing for us, she's creating the Milky Way. Anyways, here's what I've done today. It's been a long day of painting. I love it, but sometimes it's also can be very hard on the back. as you can imagine. But I'm satisfied. This part, I'm still debating if it might be too warm, so I'm gonna kind of continue the image and see after if it looks realistic. So as you guys saw, this week was quite eventful for me in the development of my paintings and my other artworks, but most of all in my inner world. Next week's episode I'll be filming in Hawaii, so I won't be making as much art, but I want to share with you guys my inner process as I move through tarot cards that I'll be drawing every day as I'm going through this journey in Hawaii. So stay tuned and I'll see you next week.